Hello, we are Sornia. Thank you for meeting with us. Thank you for interacting with us in very profound and meaningful ways. Each one of you, in your own way, have been expressing your connection to us. Very heart-centered. Very heart-centered. As we've spoken to you in the past about your energy centers, the heart chakra in particular, we want to just touch on that right now to start our journey here today. What's interesting and important for all of you to, I guess, appreciate, and we feel if you understand this, it will enhance your experience on your journey to freeing yourselves from the entanglements and limitations that are part of that journey you've been on in the third dimensional reality. So, as you well know, you've evolved. Well, we don't like to even say that because you're already evolved. But what we want to say is you have all come to a place, and we'd say that this is pretty much all of you that received this message are in a place that we would call heart-centered. And it's not just that you're very loving and compassionate, but you are communicating primarily from the heart. You are thinking and feeling from the heart. You are making decisions more based in what feel you get from the heart. And what's happened is also, while you have been doing that, you can say that Mother Earth's own heart chakra, if you will, we're saying this, and use your imagination and imagine that Mother Earth too has a energy systems, right? And she too has a heart center equivalent to the human energy center that is the heart. So it's an equivalent energy. Isn't that interesting? You have been evolving. Well, we'll use that word, and we hope you understand. You have been removing those layers of limitation and understanding, and that it's the emotional experiences that have held you back, or the emotional memories that have held you back from understanding your true selves, right? And as you've been doing that, it's raised your awareness, or expanded your awareness is probably a better way of saying that you've got quite the expanded awareness. So you're interacting with others, with everything, and that's including Mother Earth, from the heart, right? So while you've been doing that, Mother Earth has also been removing, in a sense, kind of simultaneously doing the same thing as you are in human form. Now, isn't that interesting? It's not exactly the same, but we want to draw these correlations for you and point these things out because it's probably something that you never gave thought to. So what we've seen is that we see you basically uniting with each other through the heart center. So instead of all of you existing and experiencing life and your own journey just as individuals, you are connecting with each other through the heart. It's more amplified. You're more aware of your connection to each other and that it comes through the heart, right? So too are you starting to feel a stronger and deeper resonance with the heart center of Mother Earth. And we're going to encourage you to take time every day throughout the day, especially those of you who live in northern climates. This is the perfect time to go outside. Again, you can at any time of the year, but it's not always as pleasant to be out when it's freezing cold. But now's good. And to be outside and experience this evolution, or where Mother Earth too has evolved, and understand it from that place, because you are now all in a place that your understanding isn't going to be limited to just a thinking experience. It's going to first, the energies of the experience. So that information, you're going to receive that information with your whole body, with all of your energy system. So all of your chakras and all of those minor chakras, and below your feet, that which connects you to Mother Earth, the one above your head that connects you to the heavens, every one of those is feeling this communication and connection with Mother Earth. And Mother Earth's energy system from the heart is vibrating at a frequency it's never vibrated at before. How did this happen, you might be asking? Well, this happened partly due to what humanity has done, but it's also Mother Earth's journey to evolve like you are evolving, to not be any more limited. Because as you are changing and more aware, and you're aware of how the energies of the third dimension feel as opposed to how you are feeling when you're in that higher frequency. Part of this evolution into this ascension, into this higher frequency, is you need to have a place to go with it, right? Because you're not leaving your physical forms. Not yet. Your physical form, along with your non-physical forms, are ready to reside in a higher frequency. So that's what's happening. This is that time that was prophesized by many, that there would be a separation, that there would be two earths, right? That the earth that you knew, that you've resided in, would break away, and that would stay in a lower density vibration for those who need that. And the ones who need a finer vibration, a higher vibration to reside in, the earth would separate. And that's what's happening. So there will always be an earth that offers the experience of the dark, let's say, because really the earth that you grew up in has been controlled and run by dark forces. We've talked about this, you know this, for many, many, many centuries, for a very, very long time. And many of you are really aware of it. You see it. It's so evident. It's so out there. You see it. And without anger and without frustration, you've just averted your attention away from that darkness. And again, you shed your light into that darkness. And that has created the opportunity for Mother Earth to much easier separate and created, in essence, a higher vibrational realm. You're not done, nor is Mother Earth, but you're on your way. That separation, the breaking away of the two earths has happened. Now, there are actually more than two earths. There are three original. We're not going to get into that. We have at other times. But what we're talking about is the one earth that you have all experienced for the last whatever number of years. That earth is going to continue to exist, but without you in it, and without a lot of the animals and a lot of what nature has to offer. It will feel very different. You'll be able to notice it because you haven't, and Mother Earth hasn't completely finished this process. It's just sort of not quite at the beginning, but kind of at the beginning of this process. We don't know how long it'll take. You're still going to experience the third dimensional density of Earth, but it'll feel, it's a word we want, it will feel well, it will disturb you. it will give you unsettled feelings. We've been listening to some of your conversations, and we've overheard, you've actually been talking with us, but some of you conversing with each other, and you've been talking about feeling angry or feeling irritable or feeling frustration. That's because you are no longer a vibrational match to these emotions that are contained in the energies. Let's use energies rather than emotions, because it's a lot of energy that are contained in the third dimensional earth. And because this divide is happening, you are not in alignment with these, what we would call lower vibration. You aren't. So it's causing at the cellular level for you, it is causing that disruption. It has to be, you're shaking out from your cellular memory the entanglement of the limitation, these limitations that you have had. So you're getting down to the core of what's held you in entrapment, what's jailed you, what's enslaved you. That's important because it is all energy. So you're at that point where it's going into the cellular memory in your body. So how else is this going to be felt, or where else will it feel? Well, lots of you have come in and brought with the intention of taking on ancestral energies to heal the ancestral energies. What you're doing for yourselves in this regard, in connection with Mother Earth through the heart center that we talked about just now, is it's going back. So what you carry in your cells as memory from your ancestors is also being transformed and transmuted into a higher vibrational frequency. Because again, you know, emotion is energy. Energy is always there. It can't be destroyed. It just is changed, right? So this time period that you're in can be, disconcerting. It can be, as we said, some of you might be feeling anger, not knowing where it's coming from, frustration with your daily activities, or not sure why you're feeling frustrated, irritable. A lot of you are feeling a sense of, we wouldn't say hopelessness, but what's the point? That feeling that, why am I here? What am I doing? Am I serving a higher purpose? So a lot of that is going on. It's coming up, and it's coming up in this way because it's in the cells. It's in the cellular memory that you took on when you took on this incarnation. So just, what can we say? Be patient with it. We'll see what we can do to bring forward some practices in the coming weeks, or meditations that might help you to enhance this experience, because it will also increase the speed with which this can be done. But be patient. Not to get things done quickly is not a bad thing. You want to take time to let things grow and flourish. And that's what's happening anyway. So it's a very beautiful, interesting, exciting time. And we just want to give you, again, some background as to why things might feel off for you. Some of you have been saying that you just can't find joy or even a little bit of happiness. That's part of it. Remember, you're going to places that maybe your ancestors went to that you personally haven't ever experienced, but was an emotional, energetic experience that one of your ancestors had. And think about it. How far back does that go for you? You've all had ancestors that have experienced a myriad of difficulties, but a myriad also of joys. So joy and sorrow combined in their lives, just like yours. And what's important also to remember here is that this is a time that you will find that your influence on others, it will be stronger. You'll be able to reach others with your message, so to speak, easier. We're seeing more individuals are questioning and are open and receptive. Now, you want to be really careful, but this is a group that knows discernment. This is a small group, but it is a strong group. It is a group that has really evolved in incredible ways. But you're going to want to use discernment because, as we've said in the past, there will be those charlatans, if you will, that will be coming forward that will put on a face of being spiritual leaders. And they're coming out of the woodwork already. There are many, and a lot of you are probably thinking of certain individuals. So kind of, I guess we want to say have fun with that. We don't see any of you getting too swept away by another. You're pretty much, all of you are grounded in the awareness that you are the master of your life and you are in charge, and it's you are a sovereign being. You all understand that is who you are. But because part of that's afflicted mankind is that feeling victimized and that indoctrination since you were born, and it goes way back, that you think back, it goes back 2,000 years to the time of Christ, or so they say, that you need a savior to come and save you. Now, there is nothing wrong with believing in that energy of the Christ, nothing, and of believing in Jesus. But what we're saying is you've been indoctrinated so deeply into believing that someone else or something else outside of you will save you. And that's an energy that you are all working on balancing. So the energy that Jesus, the Christ, brought in was the Christ consciousness. And again, we've talked about this in other sessions with you. That Christ consciousness is in each one of you. And what you are all doing through that possibility of accessing that Christ consciousness, that's what that whole experience really was. There's more meaning to it. But the Christ consciousness brought into both humanity and all of earth. You are enveloped in that Christ consciousness. That is part of you, and that is not outside of you. It's not in a figure. There is no one that can give you freedom. There is no one outside of you that can change things for you. You are the masters of that. You are sovereign beings. And because this has been an indoctrination, very steeped in giving your power away to something outside of you, this is also the time period that once again, you will be looking at that very energy. It encompasses also feeling victimized, because if you are the master of your life and you are a sovereign being, that means that you are not a victim. And we've talked about that, so all of you know that. This is kind of repeating, but it's because you already are, but you will be experiencing, feeling that more profoundly, or it'll seem like it's coming back around. We want you to be aware of it. Master that feeling. Master it. Transform that energy into what its opposite would be. And that's empowerment, right? So the next layer of freedom, of you removing limitations, is that it will be cycling around the feeling that there's something outside of you, both that can harm you and that can save you. You can't evolve. No, let me back up. Where you're headed as sovereign, eternal beings, there's no room and no match vibrationally to that energy of feeling that there's something outside of you that can either harm you or save you. And even though you know it intellectually, a lot of you are still carrying it in your cellular memory. So be ready for that so that you can master this next level of understanding that brings you to finding freedom. So it's a great time for you to be alive. And yes, not easy, but we're asking you to pause throughout your day and continue with your practices of looking for what to be grateful for, stopping and smelling the roses, as you say, putting your feet in the ground, petting your animals, interacting with your friends in meaningful ways, sharing your love, your compassion, your insights with others, being open and receptive to the abundance of not just material abundance. We're talking about the abundance of the energies from all of humanity, the love that's out there. There's so much more love than there is hate. But, again, you've been inundated with the hate. You are all going to destroy that energy that is brought in by those who bring in fear and hate. And the haters, as you call them, will find that they do not have any room in your world. Wonderful times, really wonderful times. So hopefully we'll come up, not hopefully, we do have some things we want to share with you down the road, practices and some meditations on helping you enhance that connection, that the heart center with Mother Earth. We want you to take a little bit of time to get the most out of what we are sharing with you today. Maybe listen to this a couple of times. And again, as we said many times, it's okay if you fall asleep while you're listening to this. It might even be the best thing to do is to fall asleep because it goes into your subconscious rather than having to traverse through the conscious mind and then into the subconscious, which is another interesting experience that's happening, is that you are becoming more and more aware of the function of the subconscious mind and aware of the subconscious, and it's becoming conscious. Amazing. That's why there's so much less of limitation for so many of you. Okay, well, we like to keep these brief so that you have enough information but not overwhelmed. So we're going to leave on that note. We will be back again, as you know, with more information. Please send us any questions that you have. We like to try to address them and help you on your journey. We love you very much. We're so excited about the upcoming times for all of you. You're going to see the difference. You're going to really feel and see the difference. That is all for now. We are Sornia. We love you very, very much. Goodbye.